bracket, game 2 of the evening. It is G2 in their second game of the evening, a doubleheader for them, and they go up against Virtus.Pro this time.
Yes, they do, Matthew.
Just toss it over
yes,
at that
they
point.
do.
Yes.
I mean, VP hasn't seen a lot of action since CEVO. They only played one best of 3 in the ECS against Envias. Managed to win that one, which, you know, on one hand, VP winning a game online is always a feat, it seems, this year. On the other hand, they did beat Envias, who is in pretty bad shape right now, so not much you can draw from that one. And G2 looked really, really solid in that game against Fnatic. Shox and Scream keep performing really well, so for me, they're the favorites to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to cash first as well. We just saw G2. It wasn't the most convincing result, but it was a great comeback from them after going 13-8 down. That's pretty impressive to take down a team like Fnatic in that kind of fashion. So Cash as well for me is not one of Virtus.Pro's best maps by any stretch. I'm not sure how that's.
And they picked it.
Well, the thing is, they seem to pick it quite a bit, despite that little 0-16. It's been quite a go-to
for me. What's interesting here is, okay, the bans are pretty straightforward. Mirage for G2, Dust 2 for VP. But then when the picks came in, yeah, I could maybe expect these two maps, but for VP to pick Train, which is the second map, and for G2 to pick Cash, which is our first map, but it's the other way around. VP picked Cash, G2 picked Train. So I think both teams will be satisfied with this one. In the end, the decider is Cobble as well. I might have expected maybe G2 to pick Inferno against VP if they already have the chance, but maybe they feel that they are the better team right now and they don't need to play, you know, maps like Inferno, and they can play them on VP's best match.
I think Cobble's a strong choice for them regardless. I think G2 will be very comfortable in that, but that's one of the maps where VP can slip those victories in online. That's the map they took down Envious on, I believe, as well, so I'm sure they'll...
Cash, I think they actually VP beat Envious on Cash and Train, which are like the first two maps.
Oh, really? Oh, the game I was thinking
I might be wrong.
Yeah,
well, no, I was just going to make a carry on with that. I want to switch to VP a little bit because we're getting into the knife. Yeah. They had a good major, obviously. I thought they were actually on form in the major. They gave Luminosity, aside from the whole Liquid meltdown, one of the best runs they had in the entire tournament. When do we think we're going to finally see a consistent rise to form? Is this a case of their online was always shaky and everyone else is caught up at this point, or is it just something else?
I feel like their online form has never been fantastic. They can go to great tournaments and like actually have very well tournaments they could actually win, and then they come back to online form and they'd actually just completely go rock bottom again. The online form's always been shaky, but the whole slump thing, that was when it was actually both. It was a double header of bad land results and bad online.
Yeah, I think that VP was pretty horrible starting the year out, but they've slowly been improving their form, especially on land. So
looks like we're into this one, man.
I'm leaving it to you guys. I'm done.
I know. I tried to get you in there really quickly on that. It was a larger topic to switch to, but we are underway. Thank you, Yanko. And it's the B site, which G2 already possess. So with no Dennis, we already talked about this the last game. They neglected him. They didn't want to go toward that B site. This time, they're happy to confront that B site, and successfully. Bialy does get one kill back, but Bomb's already down.
Yeah, they're going back to the pistol round with Saurian and Fnatic in the Pro League final. Shox just toying with his food right now. Looking at Bialy, looking for the second player here. So we'll be guaranteed this frag. Times it very nicely indeed. And now it's just going to be Snacks remaining. So going towards B as a unit. It's going to be GT picking up the pistol here. Snacks can't even shoot at the vent at this point, excuse me. And that's the round pretty much guaranteed. You can see G2 are going to be hunting for him at this point. Snacks just wants to find $300 per kill. See if he can actually have something to play the next round. Going to be denied that, in fact, as he doesn't get anything. He has got armor though, so saving that the next round does kind of help things slightly going forward. There's round number 2 here. We'll see what kind of buy. Obviously, we saw GTS in the Fnatic game for that CT round buy of the MP9s, and it's what cost them, I'd say, in the round ultimately. It looks like there will be not a similar approach. You've got 3 SMGs this time, but this is absolutely fine. 2 AKs is pretty standard. Then you have 2 heavy riflers and then SMGs with a heavy utility. And we go to round number 2. Just like default approach here. RPK is holding towards that B storage area. It's actually be 3 players. Run BP towards that area. Smoked out for now, but he has done considerable damage towards Snacks. He actually upgraded to the head armor as well. Just for those who don't know, if you don't get shot in the pistol, you have the body armor. It only costs you $350 to actually upgrade. So obviously, against the SMGs, that's a very tantalizing option.
Taz is already inside of those vents. That's soon to be Molotov'd off, though. Although maybe not. I thought RPK might consider doing so. He was heading toward that default position where you can easily lob that Again, sticking with the toward. Nice shot by Shocks again. Just so controlled, this guy.
Yep, he really is playing very good counter these days. 5 and 4. I've got Snacks on low HP as well, as G2 do methodically clean up the bomb side, making sure every angle is on the screen now with that Mac 10. Snowing down Taz, and that's going to be the round for guaranteed at this point. As the bomb is planted, RPK burning Snacks. And now Pasha gets a frag.
Subtle as well, though. You watched Scream just toss that bomb over to Body because he has the SMG. He wants to clear out that angle behind the forklift and then be the one that's most aggressive for the stance toward Highway. Nice shot by Pasha. It's just very simple. It's just thought out, not taking the bomb in where he has it, gets him in. Obviously, everyone's going to look at that, but for the newer viewers watching, you never want to have the bomb in an disadvantaged position trying to enter into the site. So it was smart to give that to Body, and then everyone had their assignment.
Pasha does get a couple of kills to finish things off there. And round number 2, but it's going to be G2 here with pretty much guaranteed round in number 3. You can see after the semi-force in the second round from VP, they can't really justify anything here. It's going to be having one Desert Eagle on Bialy, and it's the same setup for G2 here. 3 SMGs, it's done as 3 Mac 10s. There's no MP7, just to say. All boost up towards middle, but it's Silence USP. It must have been the grenade that did the early damage. The Snacks does find Body. It's quickly replied by Scream. He gets the Mac 8 kill, and just using it the range is designed for. It does do a lot of damage. Smith's finding up a kill towards the other side of the map there. So now it's going to be Smith's narrowing them all down. Easy, easy. As he finds the 4th kill. Just going to be Neo remaining in protector. It is. Smiths finds all 3. Good work.
Good work, Smiths. He actually got 4 in total that round as well. So big money built. He can go for an AWP.
Is it Jaden time?
It is Jaden time. It's almost Jaden time.
It's almost Jaden time for you.
12 days.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad you got what I was going with that.
Yep.
Well, VP definitely in a difficult situation if they lose this round, especially to Max 10s. You can see they haven't got a single kit here, no orbs after the force buy in the second. And it looks like a fast approach from GT here, actually looking to go towards that B storage area. Smoke comes in towards the actual entrance of the bomb site. And you can see that Pasha, aggressive of course, look for that first pick. Without the kits and a lack of utility, you want to make sure you can try and find that first kill and surprise the terrorists there. Smith's chucking the smoke towards City spawn out. Flashbangs will be taking the presence away from the CT, and actually a squeaky door here. It's a great shot from Body though. He's been great throughout tonight as well. He's actually been finding.
I think when a new player joins the team, everyone's hypercritical. I'll come back to this point. Body's getting aggressive and find one more on the Snacks.
Over.
It is round over. I mean, everyone's hypercritical of their instant performance. You got to remember, you're going into foreign territory for that new player. You've got to get used to the team as much as they have to get used to you, and finding your rhythm, finding your exact fit. I'd say he's coming into his own now. I think this is finally what we're going to expect to see from Body.
You have to say though, he looked a lot more promising even from day one than
Devil has.
Devil ever has.
Part of that is just the role for Devil. I don't understand why they took a lurker and an aggressive CT player and threw him into a support role on Envious.
I think for G2, it's been a change of mentality completely. They've actually said, right, we've got an existence, it's very rigid kind of play style, and Shocks is saying, I wanted the team to be like this. I think Envious have just said, well, this is the position, the Devil guy in all these positions and hoping he can just play up and live up to expectations. I feel like if you are going to bring a new player in, you have to play around him. And that's what GT said they were doing. They were allowing Body to play all the positions he wanted to.
And it shows. I mean, he seems very comfortable, and the rest of them are adapting well. They know how to play off of each other. It's easier for them to adjust than him to have to adjust to new teammates and new positions. Just to mention, you saw them hunt down that gun. They could afford to do so because, as you mentioned, it was similar to the Jaden round. They had the SMGs up. So getting every last gun away from Virtus.Pro, even though it did come to a one-on-one in the end, was totally worth it, totally justified, because they're going to buy out the rifles anyway. They've got a huge bank account right now.
Yeah.
Snacks needs to be a little bit careful in that position, and likewise, they need to be careful of him.
This is when Fnatic found their do or die round. They had the force buy, I think it was like 2 rifles and pistols, and that got them back into the game, made it 4-1. I'm not thinking the same thing is going to happen, as you said. Didn't really have much to work with here. Got some Deagles and PT50s and a CZ on Pasha, but that's pretty much it. No grenades, no kits, nothing. So we're not going to be stacking too heavily. Our 3 players towards the A sites, and we have got a Taz, towards the highway as well. But it just looks like it's be a matter of time. These Molotovs come in, just flush out the key positions. They're now aware no one's towards the APK or quad position. And can just focus towards the bomb site screen. It takes out Bialy, but it's a great shot from Neo. And he had a second though. Can't, but Taz finds it as well.
Or at least from that Deagle from Taz. As they have 2 players down. Scream's still on this SMG. He'll likely go back to pick up an AK. toward the end of the round. Free upgrade for him, and then they don't have to invest too much more, or he can save his investment much further. Let's get tagged up though. He's gonna have to be weary because he's down to 13 HP, falls back, Shocks, catches him, and now where's the AK? M4, I guess, instead for Scream. Either way, it doesn't matter. Gets a rifle out of it. And it will be 5-0 for G2. Virtus.Pro, slow start. 3 kills on Taz leads the way.
Double
but
op.
now they've got, yeah, exactly that. The double op setup. Snacks and Neo are going to be wielding each weapon. I'll be curious to see if they go for the 1-1-1-3-1 kind of setup and put one on either site. Snacks is more known to be in mid, though.
We'll have a look. It looks like Taz will be going towards the vent. They could leave mid pretty open here. Just have the AWP towards connector and then Taz falling back if he has to.
So other way around, they actually have Neo toward mid, and they put Snacks and A in the corners. So.
Okay. This is quite an aggressive angle. Not going to be fully facing here. Just hoping we can catch the drop on player and fall back. G2 now already having the default. We've got Smiths on the AWP. He had a very quiet game against Fnatic, and throughout the whole series, it wasn't towards the very end he actually started stepping up. Let's see what he can do here. He can open up the first frag. No pressure on GT just yet when you're 5-0 in the lead. It's definitely all in the CTs. Even if they win this round, there's a lot of reset potential there. Taz will get his first frag, but surely for some reason RPK not even checking the vents. He will get completely wrecked as we hit the 1 minute mark here.
Yeah, 1 minute mark indeed. Snack still inside that A set. Now this is what you're saying, playing, we talked about this last game, having that AWP at A, but watching toward highway, because they haven't given up middle quite a bit. What they don't have awareness of is where Shocks is, because no one's watching the front of the site. He's able to wrap around, take down Snacks immediately, but a good fight back from the alley as he gets inside of the smoke. Down by Scream, though. And that'll start to neutralize the round. The alley, though, doing such a good job because they lost those 2 on entry. If the bomb had to get over to default sooner, this could have easily been a plant. Now they have to hold it off with the AWP. Thankfully, there's a smoke out. That's nearly a lineup. Good shot, though, by Scream.
Here we go then, 2-on-2 situation. Scream not unaware, the pair's so close, but what a shot with the Desert Eagle! Brings it down to the 1 versus 1 as Taz gets a reply, and now it's up to Shocks, the master. Of course, he wins the clutch. And Scream, you have to say, what a play from him with that Deagle.
3 kills from Scream to pull that round back. Shocks gets 2. These 2 guys are on another level right now. This is insane. This is literally the G2, Shocks and Scream. G-Shock, Scream, G2.
The gamers too. Yeah, that's what it all meant along.
Yeah.
2 gamers.
Just those 2 guys just wrecking everyone.
Well, that was such a sick round. That Deagle shot, that was the one that really did it for me. It looked like he got the up shot for, okay, it was still probably can't win the round, be smoked out or flashed, but another force by coming from VP. They only have $1,400 on each player here. RPK, perfect flashbang, surely getting the first kill. There it is. Takes down Pasha, and now they're going to have full control of this situation. CT's desperately trying to claw something back, but it's RPK. Gets the second, can't find the third kill though, but it's going to be Smiths to take down here. That's another round guaranteed there as Body just punishes Taz for pushing middle there. Now it's Bialy towards highway, round over of course, and this force fight for VP really didn't work out for them. Once again, only $3,400 in the bag next round. And it's going to be almost guaranteed to be 8-0 here. What can he say about this one?
You can't say much other than the bomb is down.
Were you thinking of something to say then?
No, I actually wasn't thinking.
Okay.
It hurts when I do that. I have been getting a lot more headaches lately, Henry.
That's what we're going to take you to the hospital next week, aren't we?
Please do. I like going there. They give me candy. After they take my blood, of course.
Snacks, 1 for 6. He's been AWPing, obviously not having much impact. This has been the problem for VP. We talked about the inconsistencies of Fnatic's position tonight. We saw Dennis AWPing, we saw JW Rarely AWPing, and Flusher taking in charge of that as well. But VP have been one of those weird teams. We were told it's like Neo at the end of 2015. It was like he's taking over the role. But recently it's just been that disparity between Snacks, Neo, Pasha. Like everyone's been picking up and having a go of it. Like there's been no like real rhyme or reason as to who's actually holding that weapon each round. It's just like, well, do you want to go for it? Anyway.
Yeah. Either way, Shocks. Oh, if he opens the door right now.
It's a grenade kill, something to work with.
Definitely something to work with, but they still have the guns out. No, interestingly, Neo's going to try and push through that aim in. They are going to wrap back. If he hears this, perfectly. And a smoke. They're going to push in. He doesn't grab the AK, though. He goes a little bit close, but the nade plus the pistol. This is suddenly a round for Virtus.Pro as they pick up an AWP for Taz, now an AK onto Pasha. And it's a 2 versus 5 through the door, though. Shocks, good grab back. And it is the Gamers 2 that are still alive.
Oh, God, not these two.
This is, yeah.
100 HP on both of them. Bomb planted, no kit to the CTs. They have weaponry, but still, this is the worst matchup they could have hoped for.
Shot, Scream. This is back down to just 3 players remaining from a 5 versus 2. 2 versus 2 Scream. What in the hell is that? Bialy goes down. Shocks holds off Snacks, and they're going to do it. It's these two again. 5 versus 2. Gamers 2. And they win the round.
This is one of the deadliest partnerships in the game right now. That's insane. 2 on 5. These guys deliver. 3 kills for Scream, 2 for Shocks. Might have been the other way around, but I don't care at this point. That was a sick, sick round from those two. And you saw it lining up. As soon as they had the control of the site, even though it was a 2 on 5, you knew they were going to get back into it. 8-0 now. VP back on the double orb setup, but I feel like this one's getting to the point of no return. We'll see what happens. Still 7 rounds to go, so definitely a window, but it's going to be Snacks going aggressive. And with the first pick, he's taken down by Shocks, you know. That's just another easy pick for him. Snacks is not getting rolling at all. I think he's on 1 for 9 now. He's got every single round. But Bialy finally finds something here. Takes down one of the danger men in the form of Shocks. 4 on 4.
Does get caught this time. A little bit aggressive trying to get that flashbang in position, perhaps overcommitted to the mark because Catwalk was never cleared. He was peeking it from the onset, but unfortunately as time went on, it became a danger again, and Taz is going to have the angle. So Virtus.Pro nearly getting the last one on the eco. Did get shut down in the end by our 2 favorite. This time have a good footing in the round though. Oh, he does get toward highway. He's considering this. Spots up one inside of the site. Damage dealt, but has to turn back because he fires those shots because he needs to be careful of the fact that someone could be pushing in from behind.
4 on 3. Looks like G2 will be heading towards the B side of the map as well. This could be problematic. You can see there's just one CD player there. He's carrying the back of the site. That's going to be Pasha. He has got a little bit of utility to play with, but that's now gone. He's going to the site. He needs to find a kill here, but he just doesn't. Body delivering once again. Finds the first kill. That's going to be a decent flashbang there. That's another kill coming in for Body. Neo drop. That's one of the AWPers. Now it's a 3 on 2. This is just falling apart. This is going to be a desperation play from Taz. Just edging out towards heaven, and now it's a 3 on 1. This looked like such a guaranteed round for the Poles, but that's sign of depleting. Body finds the final kill, Matt, and this is getting a bit scary now. Another 5 on 3 thrown away.
Yeah, that's ridiculousness. I mean,
take a pause, surely.
Remember when this organization 16-0'd them?
Yes.
Or was it King? I think they were still Kingwin then.
They were still Kingwin.
They were still Kingwin.
It was one of the first
right.
showings of Kingwin.
And then FaZe.
It was DreamHack Valencia.
Scream was there though too, I believe.
It was Scream, yeah. Yep. It's a very, very. It's kind of weird how actually CS has changed since then. That was my first international event, so I remember it quite well. Yes.
Valencia.
Yeah.
I want to go to Valencia.
It's a wicked place.
Does seem it. Does seem it. Unfortunately, if we go there, it means that I would just be going to a hotel and a venue, but. Someday, I'll go there.
The after party's on a beach, so...
What? All right, that's it. And there's Spanish girls everywhere.
Exactly.
All right, that's it. ESL, DreamHack, PGL, someone make it happen. Smiths makes it happen, takes down Pasha. Shocks is going to find Snacks, and again, we find ourselves with just 2 men left alive. It's not the team we talk about.
Well, even if it wasn't, it's going to be Scream to get the headshots. And Neo is the last player remaining here. What can he even do here? He's just got a CZ. It's going to be 10-0 for the French/Belgium side. Just one Belgium now. No existence is gone, of course. There it is. Double AWP setup again, but it hasn't really been working out for them. They've tried the double AWP setup twice now. I think they'll just go back to the single, but Snacks 1 for 9. Really is having a very difficult time actually getting into this one. To be fair, that's the same story for everyone. It's Neo 3 for 10, 4 for 10 for Bialy. He's one of the players that's actually known to be very strong in this battle, albeit a little bit predictable. And number 11 comes in, Pasha. He's able to get these initial frags and get his team into this round, but it's a very B-oriented strat coming in from G2. Contact play. Actually got to find one here. Gets the first kill, staying alive as well. Decent HG, but he's going to be hunted down by Smiths, and there's 2 kills for G2. It's looking like it's going to be 11-0 here. It's a 4 on 3. Up to Snacks. Can he do anything with this?
Can we invite the Red Bull girl from Barcelona?
Yeah. Sure.
Taz gonna walk inside of the site.
There we go.
Extremely low. That's an easy pickup. Now it's down to the 3 versus 3. There's 2 kits on the 3 remaining players. As RPK holds in hell to try and watch the angle on walkthrough, but he has to give some attention toward Checker because of the distant Scream. Are you kidding me? That's an absolutely insane shot, and Shocks follows it up again. What is this? What is this right now?
Virtus.Pro, wondering what in God's name is happening to them right now. And I'll tell you what's happening to him. Really,
Reference game on point.
really tenuous joke there. But anyway, 11-0, G2 are completely decimating VP here. They've got no choice but to force in this round. They need something to work with here. 4 to go, and they're going with UMPs, M4s, a 5-7, but the grenade's working out. That helps. Body drops. Something to work with here, but that's been the case many, many times. Maybe Scream answering back. Oh my God, Matt. I think you just missed that one, but there's a straight up shot.
Oh, I saw it.
Straight up through the smoke.
There's nothing going on. just scream things.
Okay.
Just final mouse things.
He's good, yeah. Actually, we won't go down there. No,
Yeah.
we can't endorse any brands.
That's true. You're right, and I'm sorry. I did it.
4 and 3. CTs, no kits. 3 flashbangs. And 4 terrorists to find. What a storyline for a film that is.
Screen boosted, gonna hold the angle. Flash this time, gets away from it smartly, but stays on top of the hut rather than just bailing out altogether. It's hugging the wall that he'll use as his tactic. Shocks on the inside of the doorway. See it from the perspective of B Alley. Inside of this A site, and he's waiting for that door to open. He spots it now, and that's also gonna give Shocks the read, but also on top of that, RPK, who's gonna walk in from a main. Damage being dealt, but Screen finds the first kill. B Alley stays alive. That's important, but Shocks again just holds the angle. So simple, isn't it?
Well, it's just going to be Taz now, and he's literally got nothing to work with. They are very low HP. He gets one.
But look who's left alive still with decent HP. Scream.
And he's got 3 kills. He's not going to be slowing down anytime soon. Not really much Taz can do here, to be honest. Scream in position, and he's this confident right now. He'll be facing absolutely everything. He's going to go around the corner right now. Hasn't done the headshot just yet, but he does get in position to control. And there it is. Doesn't get the fancy kill, but it's enough. 12-0. Can I have a look at the scoreboard quickly, please? No? Connor, listening?
Connor. Connor.
So Shocks on 15, Scream on 17. These guys are just doing it time and time again. It's not like they're doing it every other map or something like that. They're top of the scoreboard consistently the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Snacks 1 for 11. One of the absolute stars of VP. The player that's normally carrying them. He had 1 kill after 12 rounds, sorry. And it's another eco here, looking like it's going to be 13-0. Are we going to see the 16-0 again, Matthew? I don't care if I'm jinxing it. Is it going to happen?
You're jinxing it.
Well, that's probably a good thing. I don't want him to get 16-0. Do you know what that does to a man?
I wouldn't know. I only got 16-3. Shocks watches the cross.
I'll get you next time.
You couldn't shut me out. You couldn't do it.
You're too strong.
Apparently. Shocks going to take down Taz. He's got the entrance toward it. Oh, this is perfect. Defense as well. The Molotov goes out. He just has to hold the off angle. He's going to go above that.
Enjoying himself now, isn't he?
What? It's the shot on past that truck. Like, how crisp are their shots right now?
This is just
It's
dumb.
not even like they're getting the angles and it's a bit of a duel. They're just literally tearing heads off.
GG, boys. But we have seen G2 throw 13-2s before. That has happened.
True, but if they can maintain this level, this is like God. This is better accuracy than I've seen out of anyone in CS:GO.
They've thrown 13-2s even as recently as this weekend. So
True.
let's not get too crazy.
Not on a map they're good on though.
Let's not get too crazy.
Inferno.
They've Scream's come out and said the Inferno's their best map before.
Well, there you go.
That was maybe a couple of months ago. I think it's their best map. Anyway, there it is. Snacks finally having some impact in this game. Takes down Smiths there, 5 and 4. RPK they're looking to get the kill back, which he actually does as well. Takes down Nero. Doesn't really take much damage in return, and now it's up to the CTs to work out what the hell's going on. As Taz does find RPK. 4 on 3. Still, they've lost much more concerning rounds than this one. Going into the 1 minute 20 mark. Shocks and Scream both still alive in that. That's the problem there. Body's making this move.
Yeah, gonna try and get up on top of the hut, watch over toward that vent position. Timing is everything, and Bially's just left to go back up highway. This could catch him off, but here's him coming. The duel still goes to body. It's down to a 3 versus 3. HP heavily in the advantage of Virtus.Pro, though. They've given up the A site, gone passive to rely on Snacks to try and hit the long shot with the AWP, and he's got to go against Scream in doing so.
Well, bomb still towards A main. They're looking for another pick here. Like he said, very low HP, and it's going to be Scream.
Wins.
Yeah, he's got the...
You jinxed it, Henry.
Wasn't over yet. 40 seconds, but the problem is there's such low HP. It's going to take an absolute godlike play from body here.
Shocks is going for it. Look, he wants this 16-0. He's determined for it. It's not like they're throwing it around being like, we're way in the lead, but it's over now. It's 13-1 for Virtus.Pro, getting their first on the board. Sorry, I made that sound like it was Virtus.Pro in 13-1. It's 13-1 for G2, but I mean, this is just an insane performance. The money is a lot closer than you might have expected. You might have expected 16K everywhere. It's pretty close to that for Shocks, but Smiths only really has one more buy if he goes aggressive on an AWP again. And
it's not going to need it though, is he?
No, they're not. It's true. But I'm just pointing out the fact that I'm trying to say that some of the rounds are closer than.
Just say that then, maybe.
All right, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Henry. Anyway.
Taz does find the first kill aggressively through the smoke. Gets somebody. This is better. And it's going to be up to Scream there to hunt him down. What's he looking to do here? Scream, incredible form right now. The next shot doesn't actually work out for him. Actually, Taz finding his second of the round. RPK does punish him eventually. 4-on-3 once again, but let's see whether Shocks can step up. Problem is, he has got RPK who finds Pasha.
Yeah, he gets the response though into Shocks immediately, and now it still favors them. 13-2, Henry, you say? What an odd coincidence, you say? But it's not done just yet, nay, because it is Smiths to find Bialy. Immediately answered by Snacks, though, and it leaves it to RPK. We haven't seen him tank yet this round, and I mean clutch, that is, but, you know, tank's his old name. We'll see if he can tank it up. Gun barrel spotted. Easy shot. Easy pickup. Down to just he versus Snacks, and he's going to head toward the vents as well. This is smart because he can get inside that B site quite quickly.
So can Snacks. He's reading this quite well. His way towards heaven here, but maybe Molotov'd out for now, so RPK definitely can get a plan down here. Problem is, Snacks hasn't got a kit. He's going aggressive here. Wants it. You hear the footsteps towards RPK.
14-1.
What can you say about this one?
That is ridiculousness. Taz is the only one really doing anything. 12 kills for him. 6 for Bialy.
Yeah.
19 for Shocks.
This map's
17 for Scream. RPK is 14. I mean, those are all good scores for the first half, let alone that there's 3 players doing well. 10 for Body, 11 for Smith. Everyone's killing. It's just Shocks and Scream going on an absolute rampage.
Yeah, I think we have to ring the Get Wrecked bell, as this map has to be over surely. There's no way, even if they get the pistol here. I can't see a 13-2. It's possible to throw away a 14-1. Although I have done it before in a semi-final at LAN, I will say. High-profile CS All-Star, I did it against alternate attacks. I got the 15-0.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did it end?
We won, well,
15-15 overtime, of course.
No, we lost 14-1, then came up and won 15-0. It was great. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Huh, that would be savage for the other team. Body with pistol. He's no Dennis, but he will. Oh, okay, maybe he is. All right. I'm sorry I insulted you because Snacks certainly was offended by it. Neil, though, comes right back. Tech 9 inside of the site. He's gone raid boss. Actually, I take that back. He hasn't even gone for the armor. Hence why he's down to 32, but it's still a decent pick in the fact that they can try and get this bomb plant down. Late smoke on toward Tree and Scream. Oh, does hit the shot onto Neo.
Dirty little headshot there, but it's going to be a 2-on-2 still. And you can see Smith's coming for the flank. He's not as crisp as the other guys, but finally does hit the final shot there. Bialy drops his Pasha in a 2 versus 1. Shocks on 7 HP though. That does boost his chances a little bit, I guess. If he can just get a plant down, that's pretty much a success at this point, but definitely needs to win the round, considering the scoreline. 14-1, looking to be 15 here. But I think Pasha can do this, Matt. I'm believing.
It's going to be a cross at some point in time from Smiths to try and join. Actually, they're both going to come in from the top because they want to stick together. Shocks so low that they can't afford to give it away too easily, but they've done exactly that. Pasha to hold it off. Smiths has to win the duel. No kid as well, so he's got to make this quick and timely. That means committing to the site, and as soon as he does, Pasha draws forward and brings it to a close.
Told you.
Did you?
Well, let's draw this one out for a little bit longer, I guess, then.
What, does that bother you?
No, it's fine. It's just like the map's over for VP, I'd say. It's just going to be frustrating for them to even like come back into it and then maybe lose it in 5 rounds. But anyway, we'll see what they can do. Never give up, Matt. Never give in.
What did you do today?
What I do?
Yeah.
I packed for Ukraine. I went to my parents' house.
I need to pack for you. Nice shot, Bobby. Starting it off in style. How's your parents' house?
It's good. I sold my HTC Vive.
He did. Pasha closing out on Scream. He sold his AK bullets to Scream's body, you could say. What else did you do?
So I had to take that to the post office, which I did. Then I drove back to London. I had to be there for 4 o'clock, so there wasn't really much of the day left after all that stuff.
Oh, yes. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Shocks
baby,
just takes down
Oh, triple.
Oh, baby, a chip ball! The most staged clip of all time.
Oh, wow. 14-2. Gonna be Shocks and Smiths with these Desert Eagles. And
Snacks.
he goes down.
Yeah. All right, yeah. The alley, yeah. Good enough.
What is this, you know?
I have no idea, Henry. It's good that you had a full day. You got some stuff done. It was productive. It's good to know.
Well, I was saying, when you wake up at 6 a.m., you can be very
You can
productive.
be productive, yeah. I saw Kitty encouraging that.
She did. She was, I think she's trying to sort my life out somehow with the
luck.
passive-aggressive tweets.
Good luck. Maybe you should partake in the 11-11 like we suggested.
Oh, let's see. Anyway, it's going to be a fast boost here from VP, getting up aggressive. Looking like he's going to get the first kill here, which he does. Takes down Taz, and Pasha does get the reply. So they have got control of middle. It still heavily favours the terrorists, of course, considering the CTs haven't really invested anything into this round. This is good, though. This is actually them being clever about their economy. They're not saying, oh, let's force them in a second. We might be able to chance around here and just end it quickly. It's like, no, think about it, guys. We can still batter them here and don't give them a window of opportunity to go into the game. It'll still be a humiliating scoreline. So let's send the message out properly that we're a disciplined team. And we go with Smiths. He's had a very poor night, I have to say. Hasn't really been stepping up in cash either. We'll see what he can do here. It's a USB in hand. I think he'll adjust the position, boosting up. Oh, that works. It's a bit of cheeky. He gets, is that an AK or an MP7 he got?
Do it. Get it, whatever it is. Just get it. It's an AK. Keep it. Face them. All of them. They're all facing you. That didn't work.
Did not work.
No, it didn't work. I've lost it, Henry. But I'll get it back because the guns have been drawn for both sides now. 14 rounds for G2. They want to close this game and move forth as fast as they can in this series. Remember, best of threes for the @ECS League on Twitter and csgoleague.com. And you might as well just follow me @SaveAugustin. As RPK going to play from the white box. Hold off the attention from Shocks, who's going to get aggressive watching that boost position. But it's pretty straight up default. They're just going to hold off that A main position so that there's no information gathered and actually try and put Pasha out beyond the edge there. Get him over to the right side from their entry point and see if he can spot toward Catwalk. And he's even waiting for the flash through.
VP making something out of this game at least. It is 14-4 here. That's a 3-0 on the second half. Now we get into the meat and potatoes, if you will, Matt.
Oh, is there gravy?
There is a little bit of gravy, not much. There's only one.
I don't like potatoes without gravy.
Well, body now. Towards that checkers area. Maybe I'll get this drop on towards Bialy, I think. Let's see, it's just going to come down to the timing. Who's going to get the kill? Flashbangs come in. And there it is. Body does find the frag. Timing working out in his favour. It's going to be a 5-4 now. It looks like people will be shoving in towards the A side. RPK ready for them though. Flashbang comes in. Could be very beneficial to him, which it is. It takes down Pasha. 5-on-3. Can Neo do anything about this? Finds one kill. And now it's going to be up to the bomb side. Neo gets like a double kill there. So it does make things a lot more realistic.
Well, it is a pseudo-realistic game, Henry, so at least we're somewhat halfway in the room, but Taz is going to take down Smiths. Body trades to Neo, top of the highway. That brings it still to the favor of G2. But bomb planted for Taz. No kits right now for G2. They have to try and find a way to confront him, to make contact, to face before he can fold. And get back in toward A main, but that's occupied. Shocks, well timed on the flank. And it will go to map point for G2. Their third map point of the evening. It could be their third map of the evening, the first in this series.
I think it will be their third map of the evening. It's looking like it's going to be a clean sweep here after losing the pistol. Now going to be bouncing straight away. And it's Shoxy with 23 kills and 8 deaths. Scream 18 and 8. RPK starting to get involved now as well. And we're going to round number 20. Potentially could be the last round here, but VP have got tons of cash. Could get an all-power if they wanted to. Going to be sticking with the AKs.
I have an idea, Henry.
What's your idea?
Snacks needs to activate his snackaflage.
Yeah. Well,
Now you see me?
Yeah.
Now you don't.
Probably shouldn't reference rival league Savage too much.
That's just, I'm referencing Shaquille O'Neal, bro.
But, you know, it's all fine. It's all good.
It's a meme now, Henry.
I don't think it's
And memes are eternal.
I don't even think it's that funny, but there you go.
Yeah, it's you're British, you're dry.
That's what yeah, it's actually very true. That's a really American sense of humor.
It's a very American sense of humor.
So it's like just funny, silly things bouncing around. Anyway, 15-4. And it's going to be VP now, punching up towards middle. And we'll see whether this smoke tactic seems to work for them. It's going to go towards the connector. It looks like they may boost up here potentially.
It's a lovely canister of smoke, isn't it? Look at Scream though, it just pushes through.
MP9 of course.
Just clips away with it. This is so good.
What is this?
What? No way.
Facing that?
No way. No. How does he even get alive with that, let alone try and do damage?
What can you say about that?
That's insanity. I mean, that range, obviously, the MP9 does nothing against
Why would he even try and take the shot though? Like, you got 3 terrorists already, sure you blinded them, but you literally can't do any damage at that range with the MP9. Anyway, Scream looking to change his position, that helps. That range definitely a lot more beneficial for that weapon. Now it's going to be a 5-on-3. This should be it now. Terrorists not really having many options here, just going to be working their way towards the A site. Smith's waiting for them though. Been amazing this series, but let's see if he can finish things off.
Shot though. All right, Scream, Shocks. What's their totals got to be? I mean, combined total, because right now they're a duo. They're kind of like a Henry G and Sadokiss, so it goes combined. We'll get to see it here shortly, I'm sure. 45 between the two of them, 46 with that shot from Scream. Bialy going down the last kill, 16-4. Virtus.Pro, I don't know if I would have picked that map, if I'm honest.
They picked that map. Why would you pick that? That's insane. That's
I mean, do you expect
G2
two
have just
players?
been fanatic on that, like, twice, and VP don't even really play that map too much, and they've just got wrecked on it 14-1 in the first half. Yanko, what do you say about that one?
Must have done really well in practice on it, Henry. That's
It must have done.
that's
surely.
the only.
Is this what
reasonable
VP do?
explanation.
They do well in practice, and they say like, "Oh, we'll pick Dust 2 at this event then," and then, I
guess
Never mind. That was
Opponent's
terrible.
best map.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, to me, this is just one of those games where everything went wrong for them, and right for G2, like the form we're seeing, Scream and Shocks now
Yeah.
is just, you know, as we saw Luminosity, the best team in the world, had a lot of problems dealing with that themselves. So obviously, it's going to be a tough task for VP as well. Didn't expect it to be this one-sided though, of course. But what can you do when at times. VP did maybe overextend a little bit. Let's say there was that round where they were 4v3, Pasha alone on the B bomb side.
Yeah.
Should have just maybe bought some more time for his team. But once you 8 or 9-0 down as CT on cash, you kind of lost. You kind of lose hope. I mean, lose hope by yourself. You know, you're kind of frustrated. Right then, you start making more mistakes. That's why you have the snowball effect. And VP is that one of those emotional teams, right, who can go on tilt if things start going really wrong, like we just saw here. So for me, in the end, it's just, as I said, one of those games where you just get wrecked.
Yeah, like the 5-on-3 for 2-on-5. Sorry, 2-on-5 for
2v5. To be fair, it was Nico. They didn't have armor, but they picked up enough weapons that should have been a winnable situation.
Yeah, but
you
still,
have 5 players alive.
It was very impressive to see the shots they were hitting. Right, they're still like,
and they worked it very well together. They
picked up
where the angles they were
rifles, and they that should be an round going in VP's favor. There's still the momentum just going so out of control. They're 14-1 in the first half, and they ended up being 16-4 in the end, just because they won the pistol in the second half.
Yep.
So they won 1 gun round in the entire series. So that's pretty astronomical, I have to say. We go into train next, though, Matt. Surely VP historically a better map for VP.
Historically a better map for VP, but
like
G2 beat Luminosity on it. They have a very good CT side. A lot of it relies on RPK, which we can talk about out toward Ivy. But you're right. I mean, if Pasha and Taz have any game in them at all, this should be a map that you'd expect VP to do very well on.
That's correct. But we also see the form in which G2 is in, right? It seems like they're the ones who have to give all the answers to this match, right? They're the ones who are dominating right now, who are dictating how the game goes in itself. And yeah, you said it's a strong map for them, but historically it's been VP's best map.
Yeah.
It's been the map where, even though if they're in a slump, you always know they're going to be able to contend with the best teams in the world on it. It has been their, sort of a go-to pick throughout their tenure as a team, and it's the most important thing for them is to just reset. We saw it in an interview that GetRight said about that Cobble map against Luminosity, that it's better than that they lost
what
like 16-8, 9, whatever it was, than 16-14, because they were dominated throughout the game. And then you think you're coming back, and then it's like really close, and then you're disappointed even more. Now VP can just say, listen, that was not our game. We just got wrecked all over the place. We hope played miserably, so let's just reset. This is our map. We know we can beat them on it. Let's just try to restart and refocus.
Especially when you lose the first half 14-1. It's like as amazing and romantic storyline that is to come back and make it to overtime and win 15-0. It's just very unlikely that's going to happen. I think as an in-game leader, although you probably wouldn't let your teammates know, I'd be like thinking in my own head, okay, how am I going to win the next map? Like, you just want to kind of think, right, let's just mentally reset.
It would probably be hard for even Liquid to throw that one away.
Yeah, well, we'll see in future what the future holds. So yeah, Train coming into this next one. It's going to be with a case of this is G2's map pick, right? So they're going to be starting on the T side presumably. You do a knife here, don't you?
We do a knife. We do a knife every single map. So
it's not like
it's not opposite pick get side or whatever.
So so they still could start CT here and then roll away again.
If VP paid any attention to the Pro League games, they will know that G2 really favors the outside bomb side, right? So they can focus on that a lot more if G2 decides to do the same, which I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be a way for them not to like anti-strat them, but to maybe have a setup according to how G2 likes to play. Maybe that could be a way for them to win this one.
One thing that's working in VP's favor right now is Smiths is having an incredibly slow evening tonight.
Yeah.
So he's actually very influential in Train, especially on the T side. He's opening up a lot of situations for them working towards Ivy, Pop Dog. So if he's not hitting shots, maybe this is where VP can actually get back into this.
That's kind of one of the points I also wanted to make, because if RPK is holding out at Ivy, a lot of the time Smiths is the next player that rotates around. But we'll find out pretty quickly if he is having a better game when we come back. We're going to take a short break, and then it is Train. We'll see if Virtus.Pro can get back into this series at all. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. My hair's really knotted. To the game 2, to the map 2 of the game 2 of the Gamers 2, Shocks and Scream specifically, putting on a clinic on how to hit headshots. I'm going to watch that clinic. You can too. I might even talk about it and guide you through it with Henry G.
Maybe you should, because it looks like we're going to get into this one. It's going to be VP trying to...
You're welcome.
Every time. Every time. Always remember to turn your microphone on. Yeah, it's going to be VP on a horrible first map there. 16-4 after losing 41 in the first half. And they'll be looking to see if they can rectify their wrongdoings. But that thing is, that was their pick map. That was Cash was theirs. But still, this veto has been very strange, you have to say. Normally, most teams wouldn't even go near a train pick against VP. That would be one of the vetoes normally. But GT looking confident. Obviously, we said they'd be Luminos in this map. After going 8-0 down, they actually came back.
That's a good point.
We'll see what they can do. The knives have happened. It's going to be VP side on the CT side. And we did say going into this one, Smith's poor run of form so far. His teammates have, I wouldn't say carried him, but he hasn't been as like explosives we would expect. So we'll see whether he can actually do anything with the AWP here. It's going to be the first round of the second map, and you'd assume the final map if current trends continue. But here we go then. G2 with 5 sets of armor, and looking like they've got a straight up rush inside. We said this is always very beneficial. It's almost guaranteed to get a bomb plant down, and the retake can be very difficult for the CTs.
Yeah, absolutely. Shock's already inside of the site. Gonna get forward as well, try and fend off the CTs. We know how easy it is to plant there, but look at that shot again from Shocks. A headshot looking for more damage, does find a little bit onto that of Snacks, but he's taken down in the end. It's going to be Smiths to fight for. They're getting very aggressive. They really want to defend away from this bomb, and no one even gets close from Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, I'll analyze it for you, Matt. Inside rush. Killed everyone.
Nice.
Round over.
Good. That's why you're here.
So that's all you can really say about that one. To be all serious, know that a lot of teams will rush inside. It looks like it's a bit of a YOLO strat, but actually is quite effective. Like I said, you're almost guaranteed to plant regardless of the outcome of what CTs are there, and you have a good chance to win the round as well. It's very difficult to hold off against the Glock train, on train, and most teams will go very aggressive like we saw, pushing right down to the end and catching on the rotations, which can be very problematic for the CTs. Round number 2, no force buy from VP. Want to make sure they have money going to that first gun round and have AWPs. Gotta have the upgraded pistols, but only Taz and Pasha on the armor. Haven't really been keeping their money consistent. Let's see what they can do with this one. 3 MAC-10s, 2 AK-47s. That's been Smiths and Scream. And just trying to dissect the map right now. Getting Ivy control. 2 players holding the flanks in the form of Pop Dog and main entrance. There we go then, smokes off to the left.
Body into the site. RPK finding Neo on top of the green train. We're going to wrap around the train as well and then go back toward Bialy. And remember, it's your world. Take away your problems. As RPK does exactly that on to Pasha. 2-0 now for G2. Pretty straightforward.
Yes. And this round should be more of the same. It's going to be VP who are not really investing anything here. And G2 continuing the advantage from Cash. Train though, a map that VP are famed for, and I say they define some of the strategies on this map in terms of the hybrid mentality they have on it. They have the set pieces, they have the fast, aggressive play, they can work the defaults. They're very unpredictable. Pasha is one of the maps you can really come to life on as well, especially on the T side. Very aggressive with the AK, like a bull in a china shopper sometimes. It's going to be screen out, looking for the one tap.
Of course. And okay, all right. Calm down, everyone calm down. I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm a little bit excited, and it's an S club because Scream and Smiths have shown you how, Henry.
That's so bad. Matt's referencing S Club 7 if you know what that is.
S Club.
And I was surprised. That's like some horrible British pop band from the early 2000s.
You mean like One Direction?
Were you saying that to me like I care about them?
Yeah, they're your favorite band, remember?
Anyway, it's going to be 4-0. 4-0. Round number 4 is 3-0. Getting distracted, of course, I said again.
Hey, speaking of S Club, I can be part of it. I'm Sadokist. Yeah. You can be Henry S. His body's going to take back Pasha despite finding one on the entry. It's 4 HP for him, but again, once you find that single kill, oftentimes, if it's based on the traditional defense, it's so easy to get a bomb plant on this inner site.
Well, they have got a MAC-10 here on Shocks, and Scream is with low HP, so surely we're trying to swap the weapons a little bit. RPK, that's a weird angle for him to hold, hoping to get the one shot. But here we go then, Shocks. Oh, can hit the footsteps. Surely go clear up here. Easy, easy, easy.
Done. done. Oh, Snacks, never mind, not done. Turns around and nails him. Huge problem because that's half the round gone. It's all the HP gone. Scream has to do this alone. Molotov out on top of the... Oh, but he's already holding it. Is he getting time? No. But Snacks, has he done it?
They have more kits.
They've done it. The kits. He couldn't hold it. And I was wondering why he got off it. It's because he didn't have a kit. He was 2 seconds into the defuse, which would be enough against the Molotov normally. But that is insane. I mean, that Molotov is extremely powerful. Some could. I've heard arguments of people not enjoying it for that reason, but I mean, if you throw it at the right time,
I think it's a really interesting part of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to keep in mind when you have retakes coming in, you have to keep a smoke. That's the way you counter it. You just have to be a little bit clever about it, right? It's obviously one of those risk things, and it's the terrorists have to keep a Molotov alive as well. That's something that can be used very early on. They have to have money for it. They'll be rushing outside now as well, just controlling the CT economy. There's a bit of shotgun, but they did save an AWP on towards Snacks, but he's been very slow today. But that's not going to be slowing him down here as he gets the kill on towards Scream. First kill for them. RPK though missing the initial headshot, but they can get the body. Just now going to be bringing it into a 3-on-3. Another big round here for the CTs, but what a play from Body there. Turning around 180, tears off the head of Taz, and it's just back and forth, and no one can really get a lead. But there it is finally. Oh my God, though,
dude.
Shoxy, just unbelievable.
He knows where Bialy was last spotted as well. He knows he's out toward that backtrack position.
How can you beat this guy?
What is this? He's literally just going to hold the angle?
Okay,
how does he read that? How does he... The bomb's down on the left, and yet he just anticipates the fact that Bialy's going there. Bomb's going to get planted because of this as well. As soon as he knows Bialy's there, he has time to run toward it. He's already done the first bit of damage, shoulder peek. Yeah, that's game. That is insane.
Like, as soon as he spotted them, like, you're just get wrecked, Bialy. That's just like, he spotted you, he throws a decoy as well.
I would be scared to play Shox right now. He's going to be in your head every single round right now.
And now it's the Force Spice and the VP. Open the floodgates, boys. This could be another big one. It's going to be scouts, UMPs, no kits, little grenades, and it's just getting desperate on one small map. What can you even say? This is I'd say they just need to take an eco heavy. This is going to be a real bloody affair.
Real bloody war right here on this server. The server actually that we're looking at, because remember the server is played inside of the server that's on the map. Snacks is on top of the green train.
Yeah.
Taz is going to play off Bialy and go more of a... It's interesting, it's kind of a grouping inside of the A site, you could call it. 3 members close together, all covering different angles, but all in a position where they'll be able to help each other out, rather than a direct play onto Ivy and Ladder and Pop Dog / Ladder itself. So Taz is going to be watching in behind the E-box, wait for the call on top of the train from Snacks, who therefore also has Bialy behind him to play off the Ivy, and it's a one-and-done trade. Doesn't quite have the angle presented to him yet, Snacks, but he'll hold it. And that's going to, oh, perfect. Bomb stays on top of the train as well.
Well, it's going to be a round guaranteed now for VP. Always seems like these desperation buys and when they're clutching at straws, that's when they manage to make things happen. Going to be reinvesting into this round, and although they kept 4 players alive, they just didn't have any grenades last, so it's still, they lose this round, it's going to be a massive reset potential here. You can see that right now, Neo doesn't even want to buy a kit. He's thinking, well, I need to actually make sure that I have some patch games in the next round. Every little helps at this point. And here we go, round number 7. This is the big one for VP. This could cost them 2. We'll see what they decide to do here. No aggression just yet, very default play. Faster approach from VP, 2 players. Straight down towards the Pop Dog area. Still going to be coming in, screen drop. There it is, a plethora of kills for VP. And they get the first 3.
Shox hits Snacks back, though. It's Ian Smith's left alive this time. Not Scream to work with him, but he'll take anyone, because he can take on 4 himself if he has to. The way he's been playing, I say that, I jinx it. Bialy gets Smith's still alive, though. Does find Pasha. Down there. Got 2 eyes on it. Good shot toward Ivy. Did hit Taz. He couldn't find the headshot, but he got him down to 40. Doesn't matter, though. And Nyack we saw in the coaching position. I imagine Cuban also in the server for Virtus.Pro.
Yes, definitely.
Virtus.Pro. Virtus.Pro. Sorry, it's one of my favorite chants in esports.
Have we got any tournaments of VP coming up?
Yeah, we have one that we leave for tomorrow.
Of course. That's going to be Starlight then.
Yeah.
Well, presumably that's what my point is there. They'll probably be in the house right now. Boot camp.
Yes.
All big tournaments, that's what I'm trying to work out. Yeah, you're right. So they'll be at Starlight, so they probably will be full boot camp over right now.
Well, what is their ping is the question. We'll have to take a peek here after the round, but Bialy hits 1 shot onto Body. Goes down to 45. Smoke goes out at the end of Ivy again to redress that situation. It's going to be Bialy falling slightly away. RPK's inside of that smoke, but oh, he does actually face and wins it. I was going to say, can't really afford to face that alone. That works. And a huge commitment toward that M4 that needs to be promising of the fact that Neo's close by. Taz gets a shot on his Smith. Shox finds one more, though, again with that Deagle, and it's still just 2 members remaining versus 3. It's possible, it's doable, but not likely, with Shox being lost in the fold.
Now it's just going to be screwed. And has been very impressive with the Desert Eagle, unable to make anything happen this time.
Can we just hit tab for a second, because I want to see the pings. Nah, they're a little 15, 18, 18. They're probably not. I'm going to say they're not.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Sorry, make your point.
Doesn't really matter. It was just a Deagle round. So we're going to, that's going to be 3 in a row though. That's quite an interesting score round for VP. Actually going to get some decent money here together. 1,007k, snap to the AWP, but it's going to be double orbs for G2 now, which is interesting on the T side. And we'll see whether this works out for them. It's going to be 2 players going for those initial nades here for VP. Looking for some heavy damage to start the round. I don't think they're going to land though. And there's something like G2 now going to be boosting up behind the server. We'll see whether Shox and the AWP can make anything happen here. And he's going to be edging slowly towards the back tracks. I'm sure he'll be challenged momentarily as Bialy plays his position, which it is now. Flashbang comes in, and it looks like he's going to actually get his first kill, takes down Shox. Lovely stuff by him. At this point, they can decide just to fall back, but oh my god, how's he going to roll this one?
I don't know, but somehow gets more than he bargained for, but does go down immediately after. Leaves us now. We're just clawing back into this, by the way. 3 straight rounds.
Yeah.
In a situation where they're man down and have to find an entry on this B site, and this is not a good thing to have to do with Pasha. Now, keep in mind, it's Pasha that's been over here more than Taz. So this is something to note, because Taz has been playing out of the inner site. We often talk about, nice shot by Smiths, how Taz is so good on this inner site, and Pasha is so good at working toward Ivy. They've obviously changed things up. What is that shot? Fakes out the plant, faces, takes down Neo, and now he's got time to plant this completely. Snacks is holding the angle, waiting for Bialy to go for the flank, but the smoke's going to buy space for Smiths. And he's not going to, who does unfortunately go immediately into Snacks when he does choose to do so.
Yeah, that second shot was nutty from Smith there. Pretty crazy, but not going to amount to a round victory here. 4 in a row for VP. And finally, starting to dig their heels in this series. But G2 made things a little bit interesting. Have a look at the scoreboard. It's going to be Bialy and Snacks in the charge, and the last 2 players remaining. Neo not really coming to life just yet, but we'll see how the G2 can buy this one. I think they can, 4 in a row, and then the bomb down as well. And a couple of kills, so they probably can get AKs up, no orbs. With Smiths back onto the AK-47 himself. And he's actually going Tech 9. Okay, so he wants to keep his money a little bit stronger going forward. That's an interesting idea. So they're trying to go all in on this round. He wants to make sure he has enough for the team overall. But here we go, round number 10.
Puts a lot of pressure on his teammates to do things well. I mean, the Tech 9's still viable, and it is the T side. It's not like he's holding an angle. He's charging in with them, so it's understandable. Pasha, nade was in hand, still is in hand, but that Pokeball is not going to catch them all because they've already gone by. And it does mean that Pasha's now going to play M4 from the floor. Neo's going to jump up, spot them. Great shot control as well. Inside of the flash, can't find a second, but Scream goes to 4. And it should be easy pick for Pasha in this position. It's 1 and done, though, because Shox comes in from the lower ramp. Bomb down, though. It's a round for VP.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
all right. Oh.
there's a chance.
If he hadn't have had to switch away from the gun so quickly,
There's his shots.
might have picked up 2.
He's got an AK, he's got the bomb, and he has time. Those are the recipes for disaster for VP. First kill, but it Snacks holds on with the P250, takes him down, and there it is, 5 in a row. Something to talk about. That's more rounds than they got in the entire first map.
That's 100% true. By 1 round, you are correct.
So, see Smith's there with the money, like we said, keeping it a little bit stronger for the AWP. Looking forward to invest in something this round. Yeah, there it is, Tech 9, body armor. Actually, I think that's head armor. There we go. Going to round number 11.
I mean, the good news is for Smiths, he had a warm-up round on that Tech 9. So now, I'm expecting things push through. Better things from Scream as he picks up 1 good counter flash. Better still as he takes down Bialy, who only manages to get RPK. This gives them an advantage. He's got an AWP picked up now for Smith, and Shox, as you mentioned, is coming in late. He's pulled it off. He's gotten down Taz, and this is looking better to be converted to a round, but look at Neo's position. So good. Low HP. Bomb drop. They know it's here. Rotate over. Pasha's still in close proximity, and a follow-up from Neo as well.
Yeah, Neo's the old master. Reads that very well indeed and keeps the dream alive, and 6 in a row for VP after losing those first 2 frags. It's looking promising now. They take the lead for the first time in this series, that's for sure. And we go into round number 12. It's going to be AKs and an AWP on Smiths, of course. We'll see whether this double AWP setup does work out. Neo will step up with the sniper responsibility this time, joining Snacks. And Neo, he loves to go in this close range, around position with the AWP. Something nading to kick things off. This could be his downfall though, needs to be careful. Just nade in, changes up to scope.
Body. Gonna try and work in from Ivy. Bialy is the one that's watching it in behind the smoke. So they've definitely changed up positions on this map by a considerable note, given that Pasha is on that inside site. So obviously VP has been trying to change things and get back to their former ways, and they've obviously identified some issues that they think could be fixed by shuffling things around. It's Taz that's going to be up by E-Box again this time. This is normally Snacks' position as well, so things have entirely changed. He holds off, covers down 1, but gets traded out. It's Shocks and Smiths again. Shocks, the latter of which is going to burn alive. Close out, Bialy with 2. They've gone 7 rounds in a row now against G2.
Yeah, looking very promising here. But the thing is, G2 have always been known to have this very, very strong CT side. The Terrorist has never actually been that great. We'll see what they can do here as we go into the next half. But still, 7 in a row for VP. And I'll have a look at the scoreboard here. It's actually Body and Scream that are hanging behind RPK quite as well. No one's really going crazy for G2. On Cash.
Toward Hell, so they can't push through. And Bialy just a quick peek toward Ivy. Trying to cover all his ground as he can. Doesn't have Nia, or rather, excuse me, Snacks playing in quite a close angle. Double op though. See if this pays off. As they don't have one directly pressing onto the Ivy position. It's Snacks that's just brought it back. He's got vision now, and it's a good time to do so because the smokes are gone. But the timing, oh, the timing. Just as they peak, he's not there. But as he goes back, he'll easily find Body in the open.
Oh, it's going to be replied straight away by Shocks. He takes down Taz. It's still a 4-on-4 here. And Smith's making his way towards the end of Ivy. And then it's going to be Bialy, of course. He plays in position, but once again, gets the drop. He's going to get the double as well. Finds a kill on towards RPK. So still strongly favouring towards the poles. As it is a 4-on-2 now. Scream. Let's have this nice vision of the bomb site, but just trying to find anything here. But you can see that we have got Snacks in towards the tower. Surely shots in, but there it is, headshot. And Snacks does kill himself, of course, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter at this stage of the game. Got plenty of cash. Only 2 rounds to go, and 8 rounds in a row for VP. Are they back?
That's a bold statement, Henry, to say that they're back that quickly. I mean, it's just 8 rounds in a mere map.
8 in a row.
Well, that's true. I'd say they're back in this series. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Smoke's going to go out between the quad positions. Shocks covering off to make sure that there's no one peeking from Hitch. That's where Snacks wanted the AWP toward the A main position, but now it's going to be an approach onto B. Unfortunately, Smith has to go through fire. That leaves him not only very alone, but very dead, because Pasha greets him on the other side. You see the devil, Pasha, greeting them on the inside of the flames. Is that too hyperbolic for you? All right, don't worry about it. Snack's going to take down Shocks. And the Tech 9's not really announcing too much. They start to get kills, though, just to bring this economy square, but it's 14 rounds, really, no matter what they do. Virtus is going to buy in the next. This is reasonable, though. Scream picks up 1, Body with 2, and Scream now has an AWP to work with. Bombs on top of the site. They'll get a plant out of this, but watch Pop Dog. Oh, the timing. Bomb goes down. Pasha shows up at the exact right moment.
2-on-1 situation. We have got Scream with the AWP. He's going to be spotted as well. Has got time to play with the sword, but going to be trying to get out with the bomb. The mine game again. Not going to be the best one to play, considering he had the opportunity to get towards connector, and now he's gone down to 4 HP. At this point, he'll be hoping to get the bomb down. And looks like he probably will do that. The CT still want to make his 2 1-on-1 situations. Open plant. Let's see whether the AWP can actually do anything with this.
Now, have they heard him going there, though? No, Bialy? Yeah, I think he did. Because he knows it's planted in the open. He's heard some footsteps, and now they anticipated. He hits the first shot. He actually does tag Pasha down to 34. But When it's defused, it's done, and it is now 9-5 as we head to round 15, the last of the first half. In case you're wondering how Counter-Strike works, in case you're new, it goes to 15 rounds, and then they swap over to it again. First to 16 wins, Henry.
I've explained that to so many people in my life before.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Like I kind of
we take it for granted.
I always say it's like a defensive side and a defensive side, and called counter-terrorists and terrorists. I think I've done that hundreds, if not thousands of times. Anyway, 9-5.
Stop hanging out with old people.
It's not even old people, it's just normal people.
I know, I'm kidding.
And
flash through on Ivy, by the way. That's pretty aggressive considering there is guns back up this time for G2, so they just walk into Smith's op.
a lot of burning damage there from Neo. He's taken down to 31, 5-on-4 now. And it's going to be Pasha pushing aggressively towards the lower ramp, and Shoxy does get dropped. And now it's going to be a situation where G2 do have an opportunity to win the round. They're spreading up. Looking at what the next move is.
RPK. Nade up toward the windows is going to try and head to that exact position, so that needs a little bit early, won't do any damage. 4 versus 4, chance for G2 to finally get another round on the board. Remember, they started 5-0 in this half. As Body and Smiths are going to try and rotate over to join their team. This is going to be an inner hit. Try and make something out of this, as Smiths is the one to top the scoreboard at the present moment.
Thing is, they have got plenty of utility here. Smoke grenades, a couple of flashbangs, Molotovs. And it's going to be a simple shot. They're not using any of the utility they have, but finally there is a reply frag. Smiths does get the kill on towards Neo. And that's a good round 3. Next frag going to be very important. Pasha could have denied the bomb here, but he does. Smiths and RPK finally frags, and it's going to be a 2-on-1. Taz on the retake on the last round here.
RPK, though, holds on to it. It's going to be 9-6, G2. I mean, you look at that graph of rounds in the middle of the scoreboard, it's pretty telling, isn't it? They failed to get even bombs down in a lot of those rounds. There was only 2 defuses for VP.
VP just came to life. After going 5-0 down, it was our force buy with max 7s and like no kits, no utility. And they somehow win the rounds, and that's what opened the floodgates for them. It's going to be 9-6 after losing the pistol in the first couple of gun rounds. And the problem is, though, we said G2, they're very, very strong on the CT side, especially when they get the double ult set up.
I mean, if you, to go back to that, just to give a really good indication of that, they gave up 1 round to Luminosity, a team that we often talk about being very T-oriented. And yeah, I mean, that says it in its own, but that also comes from winning a pistol, and they've got to do that exactly right now. They did win the first one, and they were successful on cash with all but 1 of them. That's half of them, I guess, if you want to get technical. But it is a chance for Virtus.Pro to try and get a bed of rounds built up toward 12 as they look toward the inner bomb site.
Oh, they have got 2 smokes, and we're having control of the upper platforms right now. But CT's not being put under any particular pressure as of yet. Looking at VP will trying to find the first pick. And they could go to an outside execute here. They've pushed the CT vision away from the inside bomb site. It means they can't really rotate too easily. And here comes the execution from VP. Well, the smokes will be going towards outside.
Through the open, now open, forcefully open windows. Did you know that she came in through the bathroom window? RPK gonna push through the smoke. I know you're a Beatles fan. Good shot as he catches Taz jumping out from Pop Dog. 2 players to follow in his footsteps, though, one of which is Pasha. And Neo's gonna fall as well. Everyone down on that approach. It's up to Bialy to try and make this happen from the A main connector as he gets in toward the alley at quad. And dropped by Shox, who catches him trying to retreat.
This is the nightmare situation for VP after having such a successful first half, considering the storyline of the first. They are going to lose the CT pistol in pretty clean fashion. Snacks, the last player to push through Pop Dog smoke, and he does get punished. Not a single frag found for VP there. Quite an elaborate strategy. That's why I said sometimes the simple ones can be the best on the T side, especially if you're just trying to get the bomb down there. And they didn't do that, so you'd assume a force buy coming in the second. And we'll see what they decide to do. Here it comes, yeah. So Tech9 smokes. And a couple of P250s. They get 3 of them, in fact. It's actually more P250s than there are Tech9. That suggests they just want to actually get some utility to go with the upgraded pistols. No head armor on 4 of them, though. So it means these MP9s and MP7s actually become a lot more effective. So when he's pushed towards main, that's something he does quite a lot with that first kill. Snack's waiting for him though. Yeah, I think he's going to spot the bomb. There it is. Now,
yeah, that's easily done. Thank you very much for the gift. Thank you very much for the $600 with my sewing machine. See, people can make money with sewing machines, Henry. And Scream is going to take down Bialy. Passion now with just the Tech 9. Spots one, but unfortunately going for the reload. Does still manage to tap away and catch Scream. Neo's going to try and converge together onto this position, get the bomb back, so at least get a plant out of this, but there's two players about to face. Smith's still alive. He may go... Oh, that's poor time. I'm going to say he may go down, but not at all, as he gets pulled up. The shot speed over health, low HP. On to 2, but no kills on those 2, as it goes 9-8. Now, Henry.
Indeed, and they didn't get the bomb down in either of those rounds as well, so the money's going to be a little bit desperate for themselves. They get 2,400 going into the next round, so still will have AKs. Will anyone be able to afford an AWP? I think Passion just about. Then if he gets a kill this round, he does his smoke, so that actually gets rid of that possibility. We'll see what happens. It's going to be 5 Glocks, of course, 1 smoke. I assume that smoke's going to go down the lower ramp, and they're just literally going to try and plant the bomb. That's all they're going to be aiming for this round. Probably can't win it. But let's give it a go.
That's going to be a silent, but potentially deadly push. That's not Body. Come on, Body.
I don't think that nade would have hit regardless. But
No, but, you know, it's fun to make fun of people when we get the chance, Henry. I just don't like to be picked on. So I'm a bully in turn. Body's going to wait. Does have good positioning. Now, that's easily done. Thank you very, very much. Oh, whatever. Swap to the pistol. Go for the ace. He's got it. He's got all 5. Can make fun of him all I like, Henry, but when he does that and has 3 HP left, it doesn't matter.
it's true, and that denies the bomb plant and any kills for VP as well, so definitely no AWP this time. It's going to be 5 rifles. It's not a huge problem considering VP and their tactical depth on this map. They definitely are known for having a wide range of different approaches they can bring to the table. Be very fast, very aggressive, and can be very methodical with set pieces as well. We'll see what they can't decide to go in with this one. You can see Body keeping the MP9, Smith on the AWP, so you see looking to build and swell the bank accounts here. Against round number 19.
Okay. Bialy and Taz. Look toward the Ivy position. Neo's going to fire through smoke and try and catch Body at the bottom of the ramp. But no one there. Now the windows will be blown out. Potential for execution. You do that default every single round. There's a possibility so that there is no tell when you do so.
Wow,
If you are going to execute through it.
a weird peek by Shops. It gives his kill away for free pretty much. And let's see whether VP can capitalise here. At this point, it's waiting for the reactions of the CT, see if they'll give you anything else to work with. And here it comes. Body's going to be pushing up towards the upper ramp. And looking to recover the FAMAS perhaps, which he probably will by those things. I need to gain some information there as well. That's a decent incendiary as well to hold them off.
Yeah, very well timed. Down to 38 seconds. We held out of the sight through that, but Smiths and Scream again able to pick up kills. Good flash in from Bialy though. RPK forced to turn away, and now it's Smiths that has to come back over and take this position back. Hugging the left wall, but they're not looking. He's able to pick up 1. Now Taz is in a hurting position. He does get around the corner at Hell. That's going to limit him away from Smiths, and he can turn his attention and try and isolate the 2 remaining players. We had a drop, and I'm pretty sure that was a live drop. Oh no, we didn't. RPK's still there. How did I not see that? These TVs are so big. I thought RPK left the server, but it was still 2 alive.
It's a completely redundant.
Not redundant, redundant.
No, it's fine. Anyway, it's going to be 10-9. G2 finds first gun round as well, 4-0. And no plant for VP once again, so they're going to be struggling here a little bit. It was Taz on the 2 versus 1. Just didn't have any time, had to keep facing him, trying to find a frag down. G2 played it pretty cleverly. As we go into round number 20, it's going to be PT50, Smokes, going to be a set piece here. Once again, trying to get a plant down for 4. With the shot on the T side, Scream facing with Smiths there. They managed to land the first shot. So Smiths will be clearing up here. That's the bomb spotted. And over at this point, CD's going to start rotating in and the arms. And there it is. 4 kills. Just Snacks now cowering the corner, hoping no one comes and destroys his dreams as well. But, you know, sometimes dreams are there to be crushed.
Screams are there to be crushed. He's got 5 HP. He's just begging for it. As Snacks is just going to wait this out. A minute to go. He'll try and find something toward the end. Push me. I dare you. I want your gun. but I shall not oblige.
Is that a conversation you're having with yourself? Two characters at once?
Yeah, I really want to go to the Globe Theatre. I should have gone last night. Taming of the Shrews on. It's not a bad one. It's all right.
79 HP. Come on, Snacks.
Yeah. Come on, man. Get hungry.
11-9. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second map of a best of 3. G2 battered Virtus.Pro on the first map. 16-4 with a 41 start. And it's not been a great season for VP. A couple of reasonable lands here and there, but overall, the last 6 months have been pretty bleak.
I think the major was their most successul performance. I mean, they only get to the quarterfinals, but that was the scariest form I think they've been in, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. But we're talking about them as a team or their high standards.
Yeah, no.
The team has won a major before, right?
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Anyway, 11-9, and that's like aggressive play from GT. That's going to be the kill going from the body. I didn't think he had the advantage there. Backed up with the AWP as well. That could be very nice indeed. Had they found that second shot, but they're only going to find one. And now it's going to be VP on the chase. Still from the CT. Scream loves getting in that main entrance. Seems to make it work time and time again. Smiths goes down to 15 HP, but it's still such a huge advantage here. Surely the CTs don't have to play here. They can just fall back and then let the terrorists make the next move, but still want a piece of the action right now.
They shall find from Bialy. Flash that's outward though. He's got one on either side. Good counter peek from RPK. Down to just Neo and Snacks.
Yeah, this round's over, I'm afraid, Matt. There's going to be 1 minute remaining. Just trying to dent the economy if they can. It's going to be Scream coming to life now, G2, after a pretty quiet first half. Going to be finding the shots all over the place. And 12-9 comes in. I assume that's going to be an eco here for VP now as well. It's going to be 13-9. Money's actually okay. It's reasonable. Definitely can force into this one. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Going to be getting AKs across the board. And they'll probably do a set piece at this point. The default isn't really working out for them. They're getting pushed all over the place and getting locked down. One get over towards Snacks. So let's see if they do just do semi-default to start, hold up for any initial aggression, then wall of smokes outside. We'll see whether that works out for them.
Body. Inside that B site once more is just going to hold things off. Again, he's known to be the anchor. He's been successful. Chuck's facing out, does line up one, nearly gets a double. It's Smith though that'll find the other. Oh, he was lined up inside that smoke, but didn't have the information. Doesn't matter, he'll find Pasha regardless when they get closer. The Scream finds Bialy. There's only 1 kill in all of that goes the way of Virtus.Pro on the entry. And we are now at 13 for G2. This is just a battering.
It is.
The artillery is landing in force. Don't ask me to justify what I'm doing right now, I don't know.
13-9. And what can you say for GT's, VP's buy this time? It's going to be just Tech9's PT50s. And looking like they'll be just maybe rushing inside. They've got 4 players towards that area. Could just try and get for that timing factor. See if they can catch a CT with a grenade out potentially. But body's going to be towards that upper ramp. Looking to get the first kill. Ends up 1. Doesn't manage to get a drop on the first.
There is this small tell. Okay, good counter pick by Bialy. There's a small tell that when Body plays that corner, it's because they've doubled up this site. So they can get a read onto that. And Shox has an AWP in a close angle, so Body going down could actually really hurt them to allow a bomb plant, but great shot from Shox up close. As he goes for the 5-7, goes for the duel as well, but gets taken out in the end by Neo. Thankfully, Scream gets here in time, though. That'll deny a plant, at least at B. They could rotate this back to A, though. Look at the HP. I mean, even just confronting Smiths at this point is going to be a hard task.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from Smiths, but just one player could do it all.
The plants is pretty much the main goal here. Boost the economy going to next. This isn't an impossible situation, but it's going to be close to it. 3-on-2, low HP, very low HP indeed. And here comes the pins.
This is such an awkward post plant as well. Neo's got information, but the position right now from Bialy is very, if timing doesn't work out or goes right for G2, if they push in from both sides, he's going to have such a hard task. It works out though. However, it is a one and done, and they've already found Neo beforehand. It is going to be a defuse and a 14th round for G2.
Indeed. Well then, 14-9. And G2 they're going to get to touching distance now of series points. VP were getting that bomb down. I've got tons of cash going to this round. You see one on purchase. Bialy could get the second. Oh, actually, Snacks that does it. So here we go then. The last ditch attempt to stay alive. If you like, this gets to series points and might be over that point. Let's see what GT decide to do, whether they'll go for something a little bit more aggressive, go for that first kill again. And this could be the fastest strat from
Nice shot through down. Aim in from Smiths, who's got Snacks out of the equation already. RPK looking to face out toward Ivy as well, but he's quite disciplined. We talk about RPK in this position. He's very, very good. He's also wielding one of my favorite AKs. The Aquamarine.
I don't like it.
Or Point Disarray, sorry, there's Point Disarray. I do like the Aquamarine as well, though. And I like the frontside Misty.
I just like the fade. Oh no, not the fade, what's it called? The one with the oil stain on it. Can't remember what it's
I know the one you, the Hardline?
possibly.
I can't remember what it's called either, but I know the one you mean.
Here we go then, 5 and 4 still for G2. And it's going to be Smiths to that first kill. And we'll see what Virtus.Pro can bring to the table.
Case hardened.
Case hardened, that's the one. That's actually, I just want to use as well. I should know that. I renamed it.
Of course. What'd you name it?
Can't say it, man.
Oh, fair enough. Neo, ooh, that's aggressive. The AWP aims out. So, whoa! So far, Smiths can't hit it. That's brilliant from Neo.
Finally, something to work with here. Shox trying to rectify the situation, getting aggressive towards these smokes. Push through with him, surely not. Bialy getting the kill on towards Scream. And all of a sudden, that kill, the chance, no scope through the wall, is going to be working out for VP here. It's now going to be a 3-on-2. And it's still undecided yet as to who's going to win this round.
Such an impressive position, and now Shox is going to try and compensate for this. Down to the 2 versus 2 as Body finds one more, and then a better shot from Shox. No bomb plant despite this, and there's 10 seconds to go. They're going to get caught. You would think when the floodgates opened on the round, there might be a chance, but G2 just absolutely controlling the situation. Scream now back up to 20 kills. He had a slow start in this game, but it is still Smiths that leads the way.
Yeah, well, I said going into this one, Matt, like Smiths had a quiet game and quiet series tonight, and it seems like Train is the map he is going to step up massively here. 59 and Virtus.Pro up against the ropes. 4 AKs and 1 Tech 9 for Snacks. They have got utility to work with as well, but it seems like nothing has worked for them in the stereo start. Let's go to the inside rush by the looks of things. Going to be Body pushing through. He gets taken down to Taz, finding that first headshot. Now it's going to be them deciding whether they're going to go into this one. Shock's ready towards that platform, doesn't pull the trigger just yet. Smoke going to be protecting the terrorists, and they're dropping to the inside side. Calm down.
Calm down. Better still, Smiths hits Taz. This is done. Well, Pash is making it a bit interesting. Does sneak up the lower sidewalk, but Scream catching him off guard again means that it's on Snacks for this flank, and RPK has got his number. Bialy versus 3 to try and save things, but it's not a single round. 9-6 at halftime, and Virtus.Pro may not even get anything on this half.
I know where he is now as well. It's going to be Bialy, the last player alive. The bomb is down on the site. He is out of position and rapidly running out of time as he makes his way down towards lower ramp. Some utility usage, but that's all it's going to be. Final kill comes in from Smiths, and he finishes on 27 kills and 13 deaths. It's 69, so they get to 9 rounds in the first half map, but they're unable to find a single round in the second.
Yeah, I mean, that is shocking, and it's the same story again. That CT side from G2 is so good on this map. Luminosity saw it firsthand as well, and credit to them for breaking it in the final when the time came. Yanko, you join us. You watched it. It looked like Virtus.Pro was rolling again for a while.
Definitely got off to a bad start, being 5-0 down in the first half, but then managed to string 9 rounds in a row, with G2 only winning the last round to make it 9-6. And I actually expected this to now be VP's map, because we know them for their strong T sides, right? And they had an amazing first half on the CT side. Just show him, please. Like, look at that! Look at that! Beauty of a
buggering around with that comb all day.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
But then when they switched side, like G2 just had the CT side on lockdown as well, winning pistol, and then managing to get a good bank with their now trademark MP9 SMG buys. Yep. Yeah. So, you know, after the first gun round, even they all had more than 5-6K in the bank.
Body got an ace with an MP9.
Yeah.
2 of them were pistol kills, but still, I mean, that guy made like as much as most players make in 3 rounds in 1.
Yeah.
Overpaid. G2's salary in that round was
Great
nuts.
jokes, of course. He's got them all. He's
got
the hair, he's got the jokes.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's like insane that he gets that much in 1 round. And then that set him up for the entire half, essentially. I mean, they never really get challenged, to be fair, but...
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. When you look at it, I mean, in both halves, most of the rounds ended up by elimination, meaning we didn't see a lot of after-plan situations. So both teams were pretty strong in their defense, generally speaking. But yeah, I expected more from VP on their T side, even when they were. But the problem is, whenever they were going for their executes, whatever they decided to go for, they would lose too many people before they could get into either to the bomb side, or even if they like planned the bomb, it's still basically an unwinnable situation for them. So
seems like Scream as well. He's been very aggressive towards the outside area on the main entrance, especially. Seems like he's more than happy to get into the actual main room and actually push in all the way to T-spawn every time and challenge players. And people know he's going to do it. He's winning the aim duels time and time again, which is obviously very beneficial for his teammates, but still a ton of information. Even if he doesn't find anyone there, that's a lot of intel. So it's quite cool to see him do it time and time again and staying alive as well.
Yeah, I mean, the two of them, Screaming Shocks, were amazing all night. It was good to see Smith step up in this last map. It seems like
the top performer.
Yeah, and it seems like he has a couple of maps where when he's comfortable and is confident in moving around a lot more and being dynamic, he's much better off. Dust 2, Train. Yeah, and I would even throw. There's a third map. What is it?
Inferno.
Inferno. Yeah,
I think
maybe.
He's also okay on Inferno.
Yeah, on Arch side, he actually does find the frags. He's got nice passive holds. He starts off at the corner, then falls back towards the library area. He's decent on Inferno. So I think that's his top 3.
Yeah.
Cash, for me, wasn't great on him. I thought he was pretty poor.
No, he's very stale on Cash, to be fair, in my opinion as well. No, yeah, I would say those are probably the 3. Dust 2 for sure. Dust 2 is his playground in a lot of ways. I think he's actually as good as almost anyone on Dust 2. I won't put him on Guardians level yet, but he's very good. And I have to say, all of these things and all these factors at one time goes to show how much talent there is on this G2 roster. So 4-0 tonight against 2 very, very well-known and well-established teams in the Counter-Strike scene is very impressive. And I'm sure that they're in a great position right now in this league. They have to be at that point. I mean, Fnatic, we talked about it. They sit 2-3, now 2-4, if I'm not mistaken, after tonight. So that's pretty ridiculous when you think about it as well.
Definitely, and G2 showed in both games against Fnatic, they had to come back on both maps. They were down 13-8 both times, managed to win both times. And against VP, it was, I mean, more comfortable for them, especially in the first map. Here, you would think that VP maybe, they managed to reset their focus after that first map, had a strong first half, but just couldn't make it happen, couldn't break through in the second half.
I just got an update in my ear as well. To clarify, these 2 wins tonight actually bring G2 back to 3-3, which basically their season salvaged this evening. And now they are going to be in a good position to actually make it into the playoff positions. That's remarkable. And it just goes to follow up that the confidence is rolling after. I mean, at the top of the night, that's one of the things we mentioned. Where's the reset going to be?
They look like a different team now. This is not the G2 we were used to seeing even 1 month ago. We've never seen them play like this ever, I would say. Since they've been G2 at least, they've never had this level of performance.
The only time I saw glimpses of play like this is when they actually played the qualifiers for ECS, and when they played the first leg of the league itself. They were really good on Dust 2 and on Train. That's why heading into Malmo, because Malmo was right after that, started next week. I expected much more from them in that tournament, but they bombed out, losing to CLG and Godsend.
That's when we saw like Scream in like really good form. That was like it was like Scream was in amazing form, and then